Hey guys, this is Jake from Garage Gym Experiment. I'm going to do my review on the stepper. So within this review, I'm going to talk about my personal experience, the dimensions, the stepping experience with the more compact design and smaller steps, some other features like the touchscreen and connected services, and then also the price, and then just going along with that price, who it's for. So let's start off with, so what is the stepper? So the stepper is the first stair climber that's created specifically for the home gym. So all of the other options are really for commercial facilities, specifically because they are so large. So the cost, and then also just the fact that most people don't have the ceiling height to fit a specific stair stepper is why you don't see any within home gyms today. So this, like I said, this is the first one with a compact design. It also includes a connected screen, so it has on-demand classes, some other visuals that you can walk through, like some scenic views. And then it also connects to Spotify, Netflix, and then some more services on the way. So basically, you could think about this as the Peloton of stair climbers. So I was luckily one of the first ones to receive the stepper, and I'm going to talk about my personal experience so far with it. So the stepper has quickly become my go-to cardio. I also own an air bike, a ski erg, treadmill, cycle bike, and even without like keeping the review, doing a review in mind, this is my go-to right now. So I've used it for warm-ups. I use it basically every day for warm-ups. I've used it at times for as like a finisher, and then also just longer steady state cardio sessions. So for me, I have found it to be comfortable on the joints, easy to operate, and then just like less mentally intimidating than jumping on a treadmill. So I usually like to get some cardio in before I start lifting weights. And sometimes a treadmill can just be really intimidating, or an air bike as well. The stair stepper is nice because you can kind of step on it, and start at that really slow pace. And before you know it, you're already feeling pretty loose and moving quicker than you'd expect, and ready to get the rest of your workout in. So that's how I've used it as like a warm up. Um, the most popular question I've received is, so how does it feel with the smaller steps? So these steps are a bit smaller. I'll touch on the specs later, but it feels a tad bit different. But it honestly, within the first minute or so, I was already used to the rhythm. Um, Also, I am 6'2", over 200 pounds. I personally don't feel cramped at all. So in general, it's still a very comfortable experience. And then the one thing I would mention, that this is a product with software associated with it, and it's software that is newer. So some of the UI is still a work in progress. But I've already noticed some really good improvements within the first few months. To give you a few examples, so like one of the things that you can do is just hit a quick start, and it just goes to a workout where you can change the manuals. It doesn't have a video or anything. Hitting that button may take it. You may hit the button, and instead of instantaneously taking you to that workout or that page on the screen, it may take 3 or 4 seconds. Or there may have been times where I've gone back and forth, and there's been times where it just kind of like freezes up, or for whatever reason it wasn't working, and had to restart it. So typical things with kind of a version 1 product. But like I said, the every 3 to 5 days, there's like an update you get, where you have to accept the update, kind of like on your phone. It takes a minute to update, and I've noticed improvements every single time there's been an update. So I'll touch on this later, but I do think the Stepper team is very focused on improving this as you go. So that's just one thing to keep in mind if you were to buy this product like today. There might be some bugs that they're still working the kinks out. All right, next up. So dimensions. As I mentioned, this is the first more like compact design for a stair climber. And many people are wondering, can I fit this within my X foot ceiling? So you may have a certain height ceiling and be wondering if you can fit it in. So as I mentioned, I am 6'2", and if I measure myself at the top of the of walking, I'm typically around that 92-inch mark. So what is that? 8 feet and 8 inches. So if I had an 8-foot ceiling, I would have about 4 inches of room, and I don't think that would be an issue at all. So yeah, they say that you can fit under 8-foot ceilings, and as long as you're, I would say, under 6'6", you shouldn't have too much of an issue with that. And then just to run through some additional dimensions from the ground to the top of the display, it is 82 inches. The length is 50 inches and it's 29 inches wide. So it is designed to fit through standard doorways. Therefore, you can move it within the house or in the garage. So you can have it in either spot. It weighs 286 pounds. So there are some handles included. So you can attach the handles and move it within that room. I personally don't have any issues moving it without the handles. If you're just moving it not too far, so it's still movable even without the handles. But just keep in mind that weight. So if you're going to move it from like in the garage up a few sets of stairs or to a basement, you might need some help carrying that base frame. And then the overall footprint, similar to the length times width, is 3.5 feet times 2.3 feet. So it will easily fit within like a stall mat if you're in a garage gym, for reference. And then I have in the picture on the screen, it's right next to a treadmill, and you can see that it takes up quite a bit less space than a treadmill. All right, so next up, size of steps and stepping experience. So the step height is 5.2 inches. So just to compare, the typical size stair climber you'd find at like a commercial gym is 6 to 9 inches. So there is a bit of a difference there. The step width is 15.7 inches, and then the step depth, which is like the rubber where you would actually step, is 8.7 inches. So some additional details that go along with the stepping experience. It does include a grippy rubber feel that I will say holds up extremely well in even the sweatiest situations. So I have drenched this thing and stepped on it, and there's no slippage at all. Something that the Stepper team also mentions is it was designed with a floating step design. So this is one of the reasons that the compact design is possible. So basically, this is where the front point of the step is in front of the step above it. And then there are 24 resistance levels. So it goes from 1 to 24. 1 is a snail's pace. And then 24 feels basically like a sprint. So for reference, the other day, I needed to take off my sweatshirt. So I was able to go all the way down to 1 and still be able to take it off as I kept going. Whereas 24 is, like I mentioned, just basically a full out sprint. And something that's nice to have is that you have the guardrails that you can hold on to as you're sprinting to keep that leg burn going. The two handles include some speed dials on one side, and then pause/stop buttons on the others. And I will say both of those are easier to use and also pretty responsive. So there's not much of a lag. If you're speeding it up, it follows along pretty well. All right, a few other features that I just want to touch upon. HD touchscreen, which can rotate 360 degrees. This is where you see your instructor-led workouts or watch your Netflix or Spotify or whatever you want to have on. When you're going on just a standard mode, it displays your workout stats such as calories burned, heart rate, step climbs. And what's cool is when you're watching something, this also stays up in the corner and you're able to track that and also watch at the same time. There are quite a bit of on-demand classes. I think this is one of those things it's still a work in progress. They want to add more and also include more different types of experiences. But if you want some sort of motivation, some sort of guide as you're going through, there are dozen or so on-demand classes, and then also, as I mentioned earlier, some like experiential type videos that you can watch. You can like hike up a mountain. It doesn't actually feel like you're hiking up a mountain, but if you want something on the screen, it's there. Also, there are some anchor points for bands. So I've hooked up some crossover symmetry bands here. It's a nice little touch. They also offer bands, so it's good. That's also good to know. I also want to touch upon, so as of today, the All Access app is free. So that is what all of these classes are included. But what they're saying is in 12 months, there will be a monthly fee associated with it. So you'll always be able to use the non-class mode at no additional cost. But when this is more built out, there will be a planned fee of $49 per month if you want to keep these classes from month to month. And then just a few more things. There's a large cup holder, which is pretty nice. A phone holder as well. It's not on the screen, but that's there. And then the setup was pretty easy. I was able to get it done within 45 minutes to an hour. And there was only one part where I kind of was like, I probably should have had a second hand, but I was able to get it done myself, is getting the screen up. It's a little bit heavier, and that was kind of difficult, but I got it done. And then what everyone really wants to know as well, what's the price? So it is $49.99. So definitely not a cheap product. It is premium. And while it is, one of the more expensive cardio options that you'll find, I would say it's appropriately priced, specifically comparing it to other STEPRs on the market. This one is compact. It's built like a tank, and there aren't any others that offer a connected experience. You can also use a 0% APR financing option for a couple years to pay it off at like a few $100s a month rate. So in conclusion, I would say that it wouldn't be too controversial to say that this is the best stepping option for the home gym. Specifically if you have space in mind. You don't have unlimited space and can just add some sort of massive stair stepper to your gym. I would also say we talked about price. I would say there are definitely better value cardio options. So like you can certainly buy a cheaper treadmill, you can buy a cheaper air bike or rower, but if a stair stepper is something that you are dead set on, you appreciate just what a stair stepper brings to your gym. It's like I mentioned earlier, it is an awesome warm up finisher, easy on the joints, provides a really good steady state cardio option, and then just like having the connected stair stepper, it's just a really cool product. I do think this is the stair stepper for most. And then lastly, I'll just mention the stepper team is, they've created this product within the last few years, and after some development and research, and this is just the beginning. I do think they're going to continually make this connected experience really strong, and I don't see anyone else doing it anytime soon. So I do think this is the stair stepper for most. All right, guys, let me know in the comment section what are your thoughts. If you have any additional questions, you can reach out. Also, take a look if you want to read about it a little bit more, I'll put the links to the written blog as well. Well, thanks for watching.